What is he doing? Mike, what are you doing now? I thought we were going to disguise ourselves as elven agents of this establishment before we got here. Where is he going now? Okay, we're inside the embassy. Now what? Mike, is there actually something you want here or what? I hate you. With every epic tale comes an epic enemy. With every fantasy crafted world comes gorgeous and imaginative environments. With every corrupt political war comes someone like the Thalmor. We have all had our many encounters with these pointy-eared hooligans at several points during our adventures through the lands of Skyrim. Enough for us to forge an opinion on whether we liked them or disliked them. But it's never really that easy for a sinister group such as the Thalmor. For me, I neither like nor dislike the Thalmor. I despise them. Why? Well, lucky enough for you, I'm going to give you a couple of well-placed reasons on why these guys truly are the backhand villains of the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. If, like me, you are a true son or daughter of Skyrim, or even an innocent bystander of another land hailing from far away, like the Black Marsh or elsewhere, and you shout out burning fire against these foul fiends, then maybe consider leaving a like and sharing this video to spread the beautiful word against these demons. But if you, like the Thalmor, suffer with an egotistical and cocky mind, and want to only do harm to others, then dislike. But each one of those dislikes, I will know in my heart, is a true traitor to Tamriel. So we all know that Thalmor are reigning from the Aldemari Dominion and that they have a strong hold over the Empire and have set their foot firmly into Skyrim's lands. But what was the reason behind this political group? Who decided that a group like this should be formed? Well, during the Second Dominion, a small provisional group was set up by Bosmir and High Elves and was named the Thalmor. When Tiber Septim marched through Tamriel, taking over all the lands including the Somerset Isles, the Thalmor that resided in it would from then on despise the man who would eventually become the divine Talos. This is literally the main reason the Thalmor went on to despising all men, and even if they seen it as a sort of revenge thing, you should never punish all for the actions of one or two men. Anyways, the Thalmor were persistent in trying to take over the Aldemari Dominion for quite some time but failed quite a lot. But when the Oblivion Crisis popped up its glorious head and weakened the Isles badly, the Thalmor took credit for stopping it, which is a blatant lie since Martin Septim and the Champion of Cyrodiil did, but we will talk about that later. To make it a bit simpler on you and maybe relate to the real world, look at them like a small group of SJW supremacists, who instead of hating men, hate the Empire and Talos and literally just want to rid the entire of Tamriel from humans altogether. That's the Thalmor. Not the Dominion, the Thalmor. Do not hate all High Elves just because a few bad eggs exist in the fridge. Many of you won't even realize this, but a lot of High Elves who live in what is now called Alinor, originally Somerset Isles, don't like the Thalmor and don't really have a choice. If putting the events into the perspective of bullet points, you have it this way. The Second Aldemari Dominion exists, Tiber Septim does his thing with the march across Tamriel conquering the lands, certain High Elves use this as an excuse to hate humans in general, small provisional government is created by this certain group of supremacists and it is called the Thalmor. Thalmor tried to take over Isles but fail every time. Oblivion Crisis weakens Isles and Thalmor group take credit for stopping it. This helps them get into power where they then proceed to do everything they do in the future to annoy the hell out of the people of Tamriel. But this is how they started and how they came to power. They lied. We haven't even mentioned the crap they have done and already you have seen that they were just created to be supremacists who lie all the time. So let's talk a bit about the Thalmor's current situation in Skyrim at the time of the 5th Elder Scrolls game and the problem that stems from that. So at this point in time, the Thalmor have manipulated and wormed their way through various events to the seat of power they hold today. This includes the Void Knights with the Khajiit, the assaults on Hammerfell, the Great War with the Empire and the Civil War in Skyrim. Currently the Thalmor seat of power in Skyrim is within the Thalmor Embassy. I tried sneaking in there earlier but this blasted Khajiit makes everything difficult. Anyways, this is where the most powerful Thalmor in Skyrim reside, including the head of everything, Elenwen, a twisted high elf and the worst of them all. Another commander of the Thalmor who causes a stir of trouble is Ancano in the College of Winterhold questline, where he tries to steal the power of the Eye of Magnus for either himself or the Thalmor, and manages to kill the Archmage in the process. Because the Thalmor really are good leaders, am I right? Remember the Missing in Action quest where you have to locate the Greymane Sun in Northwatch Keep only to discover that Thalmor have been torturing Talos worshippers controversies here? Yeah, good people, right? Then you have the whole thing where they hunt down all the blades and did so in Skyrim too. Literally, if the Talmor see a blade, they kill them on sight, because according to the White Gold Concordat, the treaty between the Talmor and Empire, the blades were to be disbanded. But to top off all these things, you have the fact that they are completely manipulating the Civil War that is going on to help their own selfish ways. I like to look at this entire Civil War as a grey area where neither the Stormcloaks or the Empire are bad, but really the Talmor are the true villains. Both sides are doing what they believe is right, yet in the background you have the Talmor controlling the Empire to do what they want and hold up their agreement to the treaty, and the whole thing with the Stormcloaks where it is written in the dossier about the whole manipulating Ulfric's Stormcloak thing. When Ulfric was being tortured years before the whole Dragon Crisis, the Talmor lied and said that Ulfric gave away information that led to the whole Great War fiasco, and that what he gave away caused the Imperial city to fall, which wasn't true. The Talmor have it down that he is a valuable asset and are behind the whole Markarth incident, but we can discuss that in a small bit. But in current Skyrim, the Talmor have shown their true colours by torturing innocent worshippers, manipulating the Civil War to their liking, and using Talmor agents to try and steal powerful artifacts. From Origins to current times, there isn't a point where I would be proud to be with the Talmor. Let's go into more details about the events that has sparked controversy amongst the Talmor. These are some things you may not have heard about, but it's these very events I am about to name that place the Talmor at the top of my Elder Scrolls hit list. Let's start with the Oblivion Crisis, which I vaguely explained earlier. The Talmor completely took credit for not only saving the Somerset Isles, but stopping the entire Oblivion Crisis. Now if that's the case, then what in God's name were the Champion of Cyrodiil and Martin Septim doing with the Amulet of Kings? It must have been a bloody toy, seeing as the Talmor forgot to mention this point. Kind of ironic that they hate the Empire, but yet it's because of the Empire saving Tamriel that the Talmor even got to get into a seat of power. But yeah, they lied and everyone believed them. Now let's go on to another lie, the Void Knights. Ah yes, the poor kiddie men who I wish were as intelligent as Maik, because at least Maik realised the wrong's done. The two moons of Nirn, Massor and Secunda, disappeared for a period of time, and the Talmor, being the Talmor, took credit for using undiscovered dawn magic for bringing them back. Seeing how the Khajiit worshipped the moons, they kind of looked at the Talmor and said, "Thank you, O great wise elves, for saving our gods. We will now do what you want." And then Imperial influence dropped, and now elsewhere likes Alinor more than Cyrodiil. And that's the easy way to explain it. Then you have the Markarth incident in Skyrim where they interrogated Ulfric, then let him go. Then told him that if he took Markarth back from the Forsworn, he could worship Talos and all that. So he took the city. Then the Talmor, being the Talmor, lied and claimed him a heretic. And years later, boom, you have a civil war with a hate-filled Ulfric Stormcloak. Then there's the whole Civil War thing, which I already explained, where they are lying and manipulating their way through everything, torturing innocent people and trying to take possession of powerful objects. But for the last one, let's not forget the Great War. You know, where Titus Mede was emperor, and an Aldemari Dominion ambassador showed up at the Imperial city's doors and brought a cart of stuff with an offering for demands the Dominion wanted the Empire to follow. But the Emperor was like, hell no, and then the cart was knocked over, showing all the heads of Blades agents, murdered in Somerset Isles and Valenwood, and thus began your booming war. So many lives were pointlessly slaughtered in this war, literally because the Talmor wanted to hurt men. That's all they wanted, was to hurt men and take the city for themselves, all because of this personal grudge they have against Talos. The Empire gave in eventually and accepted the demands, and sure, don't you have citizens left, right and centre hating on the Talmor. But can you really blame them? They are one of the most sinister group of liars and deceivers I have ever come across in a video game. The verdict for this entire video is for you to comprehend why these guys are evil. They truly are evil and have not got one good idea or plan for the future of their conquered lands in Tamriel. They either wage or cause war which ultimately ends the lives of thousands and thousands of innocent natives to the lands of Tamriel. Examples of this being in both Cyrodiil and Skyrim. They kidnap and torture innocent natives who do absolutely no harm. Their only crime was having beliefs apparently. The entire Civil War, which is now and will continue to take many more lives before it's officially over. Their end goal is to finish off the Empire as a whole, and in the even longer run maybe try and wipe out man as a whole, because these are just a group of selfish and naive racists. As well, a group of mass murdering sinister liars who will go through any lengths to get what they want across Tamriel, to the point where innocent lives are nothing but numbers. Do not hate the High Elves for this, but hate the Talmor. They are cruel, they are sinister, they are liars. They are the ones who will stop you from having basic rights in your homeland, but but always remember there is always a will and there is always a way. A will of someone to stop these unjust monsters and a way to present this opportunity at some point in Tamriel's future, because they will not stand like this forever. The Empire will gain strength once again and drive them back into the childish group of teenagers they originally were. The Thalmor might win many battles, but wars are barely won by evil men, and even when they are on the rare occasion, it never lasts. So I look forward to Elenwen's karma, to the upcoming demise of these putrid, hateful beings. But one thing is certain, the Thalmor are evil and Maik's a big furry cat. So guys, if you somewhat enjoy my Elder Scrolls content, like seeing Maik the Liar in action, and like learning about all things Elder Scrolls related, then feel free to drop a like, subscribe, share the video, whatever helps me in a small way. It helps me create better and more content over time. So thank you for all watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.